teenage social media. I remember when I was a teenager and we all lived for social media like it was the most important thing ever. Some people still think it is even when they get older, and realistically it just isn't. There are some things I remember doing that seemed so cool at the time, but I look back on it now and think, oh my god, that was cringy as hell. If you can relate to these, maybe consider subscribing. Let's get into it. Streaks. Do you remember when people did streaks on Snapchat? Trying to get a really long streak with your mates and even people you didn't speak to. Some people had some mad streaks, like 1,000 days and stuff. And then they'd post it on their story like it was impressive. But the thing is, we actually thought it was. So at the time it was a flex. Some people would be taking their streaks so seriously that they give their Snapchat login to their mates when they go on holiday or something, because they wouldn't be able to do them over there if they had no service or something. Then their mate was their streak manager for that week, and they'd send the streaks with a caption like Emily Streaks. Some teens would be crashing out if they couldn't send their streaks though, like when they had their phone taken off them or something. They'd be like, no, I need to send my streaks. It's mad cringe looking back, but it was proper important back in the day. If you're still sending streaks and you're older than 16, you need to grow up. No replies. Posting your current messaging availability status on Snapchat like people actually needed to know. Maybe at night when they go to sleep, they'd post no replies on the story. Like realistically, if I'm sending messages late, I'm not expecting a message back. I can wait without being told. The funniest ones would be when they post something like NRs, only the real ones know. Maybe they had an argument with their parents or something, they got mega dramatic about it and needed to let everyone know how bad their current mood is. But they made sure to post NRs in their story for the attention. In the reverse of this, some people will be posting like snap me on their story. Like, mate, I'm not going to come to you when you're begging for it on your story. X for insert. So when people were posting their Snapchat stories, something like X for rate or X for shout out. Tell you what though, when you'd riskily ask for a rating off your crush and they'd say something like 9 out of 10, should definitely speak more. If you got that, it felt like you'd won the Champions League. You were in. I remember some people put X to slap on their story and they'd post a picture of their mate. Then throughout the day, people would be sending X's, then they'd record them slapping their mate with the name who sent the X. A really strange thing to do, but it was the norm at the time. Similarly, people would also post on their story shout out for shout out, where they'd agree to post a picture of the other person on the story, tag them so everyone could get more ads on Snapchat. And when all those ads came in, you felt like a celebrity. I'm so glad people don't do this anymore at my age. Musically. So I wasn't really that invested in this one, but I remember when people picked it up when we were like 11, I think. People would be doing the viral dances to the songs and lip syncing certain songs and that. To be fair, TikTok's like that now. But when you look back at old videos from when you were 11, they were awfully cringy. I remember the popular songs at the time were Don't Mind and Panda, and these dances would be cringy as hell. Tagging everyone in a post. Do you remember when you'd post onto Instagram and the caption would say something and then would say tags at the end of it? And you'd tag all of your mates in the photo in the corner or something, even though they weren't even in the photo. I'll still never understand why people did that, but we all did it. On some of the posts as well, you give a special tag to maybe your crush, and they'd be at the top standing out from the rest of the tags, which was a brave move back then. Or sometimes you'd tag your mate who chose the picture to post, and you'd caption, Aiden chose. Oh my god, who remembers telling him? Or just any of those anonymous messaging apps. You'd be there posting on your story, caption swiped up, and it was the link to one of these, and you'd hope for people to leave you anonymous messages. People would be saying random messages and you reply to them by posting screenshots of the messages with a reply back on your story. It was funny when people would get messages like, you're so fit, and the person would reply in their story with PU, meaning pop up, as if these people leaving anonymous messages would actually pop up. I remember some of my mates would leave prank ones on there saying something like, I fancy you, to give the receiver of the message a false hope that they could be in there with a girl. Terrible apps these are. Finishing today with starting your own YouTube channel. Probably more in the younger years, but when you'd think you could get famous from making content like gaming, but your content was most likely terrible. You'd be there with your free edition of Bandicam recording yourself playing Minecraft, with your audio sounding like you were talking through a walkie-talkie. But you'd fix up the start of your video with one of those sick 3D animated intros with the no copyright sounds music in the background to make it hype and you'd think your content was mint. But then you'd wonder why your YouTube career never took off. I remember girls would do more stuff like vlogging, and that was just as cringe. Trying to film videos like, I don't know, Zoella. I can't think of any other YouTubers in that area. Looking back on it all, we cringe. But it was cool at the time, and it just shows how much we've grown since those times. Let me know in the comments if you can relate to these. Thanks for watching. See you next Sunday.